everyone, I'm back. I know I haven't made a YouTube video in months and months and months. I have been really busy traveling, working, and doing a whole lot of other stuff in between. So I thought that for my newest video, I would do something appropriate for the season change. So I'm going to show you guys how to make a really awesome scarf / necklace. It's like a circle scarf that's really appropriate for fall and winter to accessorize your outfit. So the only things you're going to need to make this are one large oversized t-shirt and a pair of scissors. And if you want your scarf to come out like mine, I would advise using a t-shirt that doesn't have seams on the sides, and that is 100% cotton. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to cut the bottom seam off this shirt. And you're not going to use this piece, so you can throw it away or use it for something else if you think it has a purpose. And then you're just going to go along the whole shirt and you're going to cut strips out of this shirt. I'm going to make them about 3/4 of an inch to an inch wide. And if you want your strips to come out a little more even and consistent, I would recommend doing this on a flat surface. So this is what the first strip looks like, and I'm not going to cut it apart. I'm just going to leave it in a loop, but I am going to stretch it. So it should look like this. And I'm just going to keep cutting them out and doing the same thing. So I finished cutting out my strips. I have about 10 right here, and it's just like a big circle like that. And on my shirt I stopped just under where the screen print was, but if you wanted to, you could keep going until you got to right under the armpit. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to double them over each other. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to start by just holding them around my wrist like this, and they're hanging down. And I'm going to take it from the bottom. I'm just going to twist it halfway and bring it up to the top like this. So the bottom, they're like in an X. I'm going to like bring them up at the top. And if you want to, now this is going to be how it's going to like loop around. And if you want, you can make one part a little bit longer than the other one, so they kind of hang down like that, which is what I'm going to do. So you can like pull some of them down a little bit to make them a little bit longer, like that. And then I'm going to set this aside, and then I'm going to take my shirt and I'm going to cut one more strip, and you could actually cut this from the sleeve if you wanted to, because it doesn't need to be as long. So I'm going to cut the seam of one of the sleeves off, and then I'm going to cut a strip just like I did before. It's going to be about 1 inch wide. Like this. I'm going to stretch it out. So I have the same thing as I had before, it's just a little bit smaller. And then I'm going to cut it. I'm cutting it where the seam is, and I'm actually going to cut that little part off because there were seams on the sleeves. So it looks like this. And this is just going to hold your scarf together. Using the string that I cut, I'm going to, again, hold all the strips of fabric around my wrist, and I'm going to put this underneath of the string. And I'm just going to make a single knot at the top, like this. And I'm going to make it into a double knot. I'm not tying it as tight as possible, but it's relatively tight. So now it's double knotted at the top. So then I'm going to take the string at the top, and I'm just going to keep going under and over and under and over, making sure that the string is laying flat like this, and under and over and under and over. I'm just going to do this a few times, so it should look like that at the top. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie this to the previous string. So I'm going to tie this around this one, and I'm going to tie it around where this knot is. I'm going to tie it on the same side so that I can conceal the knots. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this one under the one I just did, like that. Show you again really fast. So here is what it looks like before I do it, and I'm just going to push that string under the loop I just made. And I'm going to tie it like this. And I'm going to make it into a double knot as well. So this is what it should look like. And then I'm just going to cut off the excess fabric. And then I'm going to just flip my scarf around so that the knot is concealed. That's going to be where my neck is going to be. And I'm just going to put it on like that. And you can kind of mess with the little pieces so it sits how you want it to sit. And now you have a really cool new circle necklace scarf type thing, like that. Now if you wanted to, you could leave your scarf like this, just plain, but I am going to make it a little bit more intricate by using some iron-on glass crystals that I got from Michael's. I think these were like $5 or $6, and there's 300 of these. I'm definitely not going to use that many. But now the way these jewels adhere to fabric is with an iron, but I'm actually going to use my hair straightener because it's going to be a little bit easier. If you are young, you might want to have a parent help you with this because your iron or straightener is going to get really hot and you don't want to burn yourself. So the way that I'm going to do this, my straightener is already heated up, you can see. The way that I'm going to do this is I'm going to take a crystal. I don't know if you can see it, my nails are really long. And I'm going to hold it, obviously crystal side up, to a strip of fabric, like so. And then using my iron, I'm going to press down for 10 to 15 seconds, or 15 to 20 seconds. And then you should have a pretty little crystal like that. And I'm going to just put them variously around my scarf. So I'm completely finished with my scarf, and this is what it should look like. I'll take it off so you guys can get a better idea. This is the complete final product. You can see the top where it's holding the scarf together, and that's the inside. Depending on what angle you're viewing this scarf from, you'll be able to see different colors and stuff. So this is the final product, and I hope you guys were easily able to recreate this look. So I'll see you guys next time.